Hey guys, welcome back to Trial and Error and the Grand National Shake and Bake Drag Car Project. So I'm going to start off by finishing up what I had left off in the last video, which was fixing that passenger side upper frame rail. I'm all for half-assing things, but this was just a pretty easy fix. I was off a few degrees on the angle, and it was enough that it was bothering me. It probably would have been fine, but we're here, the thing's in pieces, might as well get it as close to perfect, at least as I can get. And then I bent up a piece of tubing that's going to serve as kind of the lower support for the bottom of the firewall and up and over the transmission itself. And I don't need that right now, but it's nice to have kind of that front wall blocked off because we're going to be working on the seat, obviously, and the transmission crossmember and all that stuff. And it's nice to kind of bracket off that area so that, when I sit in the car to test fit seats and stuff, I know about where my feet are going to need to sit on the pedals and all of that. So we'll get that piece in there as just kind of a guide more than anything else. In order to mount the seats, I planned on using the centermost kind of trans tunnel, drive shaft tunnel supports to act as the one side of the seat support. But on the other side, I had to kind of make up a piece that was going to drop down from the rear cross member and then go all the way up to the transmission cross member and handle the other side of the seat. So that's kind of what you're seeing here. We'll get those guys mounted and then test fit the seat rails inside of this area and hope everything kind of lines up. I've got the seat sitting up on some spacers right now, just getting it positioned where I want it. Kind of get this in the center of its travel here. No, I don't actually. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we could put a bend in that. I don't know. I got the seat positioned in here and sitting on some spacers to get the height right and just make sure it was sitting straight. And we're going to start making some little brackets here to grab on the lower rails here so that we keep at least some of the adjustability, which is always nice to have. I mean, I can get it set perfect for what I want right now, but who knows, that might change over time as I shrink and get older. It'd be nice to be able to scoot the seat forward. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do, I think. Yeah. Getting these seats in here is a real milestone because that means we figured out a lot of things dimensionally where things need to go. So that's huge. Now I just got to unbolt the seats from the actual brackets. We'll pull those out, finish weld all the tabs and mounts for the seats that we just tacked up in place there. And then we move forward right up to the firewall. That's going to be our next thing, kind of working around that transmission tunnel and leave myself enough room because I'm still not 100% sold on what trans we're going to go with. You might remember from the last video when I put that cross member in for the transmission, I then cut a huge section out of the middle of it with the intention that that would be rebuilt into a removable transmission rear mount. So that's what we're going to do now. I've got that section I cut out, and we're going to gusset that up with some additional plating and then figure out how we're going to bolt that sucker in so it can come out and allow me to drop the transmission through the center of the floor basically for service. So here we go. So that worked out pretty good. So we've got the original steel bar in the center there, welded to some 1/8 inch. That grabs the front and the back, and then 4 bolts go straight through. Just gonna have to pick up some new hardware that's a little bit longer. But that'll be great. Easy in and easy out, but very, very strong. And then I can weld whatever I want for a trans mount off of the centerpiece here. So I can easily change that if we change transmissions. But it just gives me a good meaty structure here in the center of the car to handle some torque. So that was kind of the goal there, and to make it removable so we can drop the transmission through there. Yeah, so there's that. Man, I'm beat. But we made some really good progress today, getting the seats in, getting the floor of that section of the car in, and really we're just up to the firewall and the framing that we're gonna have to build to that firewall. Not 100% sure in my transmission what we're gonna go with yet. Could be a Turbo 400, could be a Power Glide, and I guess it could be a 4L80, but I don't know what direction I wanna go yet on that. So I'm gonna build the trans tunnel with plenty of extra room. This is not a luxury car, so I don't need a huge footwell. Just need enough space, so we're gonna do that and leave plenty of room under the car, not only to get the transmission in there, but to also service things. And if I don't even know if I'm gonna run an exhaust. It may come right out the fender, the front fenders here on the sides. But at any rate, we're gonna leave plenty of room in there to make this whatever we want it to be down the road. But we've got a trans cross member in. We're about 3/4 of the way up the chassis. I'm going to make some changes up to this front end of the chassis, and I'm on the fence whether I want to cut out this center piece that has your engine mounts to it. It's a lot bigger than it needs to be. We can probably just go to some tube frame there and just do a tubular front end from there on up. But again, not 100% sold on any of that yet, so I'm just going to keep on working my way, working our way through. But we're moving along. So as always, any questions, comments, concerns, and or criticisms, throw them down in the comment section below me. Otherwise, everybody, thanks for watching and have a great day.